What is so important to remember, I think, is that the walkabout has been a staple of royal life since 1970, when it began in the Antipodes. And it's an obvious way. Firstly, it causes such pleasure of the crowds. Secondly, the royals can not only feel close to the people, but actually greet them. And it's a nightmare, obviously, to police. And as you were hearing, I mean, this happens so very, very quickly. So obviously, again, it underlines the threat that's always there when royals appear in public, in exposed circumstances. But it is so pivotal, and of course it's so popular with the crowds, and there have been so many famous images over the years.
And what do you think the reaction will be? One assumes that King Charles will want to continue that and not to bend to any kind of pressure from the security detail to just stay in the car and head straight into these buildings.
Well, that is the only alternative. And of course, if you're in charge of security, if you're involved with security, then naturally you want things to be as secure as possible. And that, as you correctly say, would mean as it were, being removed from the people, which is the very last image that the royal family wants. I mean, it's worth remembering, and I say this on the day where, as you know, the crown is being released. The two most notorious security breaches, 1974, when several people were injured during an attempted kidnapping by Ian Ball of Princess Anne, and also 1981, when 6 blanks were fired at the Queen during Trooping the Colour, and she was completely unfazed. I mean, this is the sort of thing that is obviously a security nightmare. I would also add that neither episode, which showed the courage of the royals, appears in The Crown.
Oh, that's an interesting fact. As you said, the first time someone was actually shot, of course, when the firearm was discharged. The second occasion were blanks. But I have to ask you, Richard, will you be watching tonight?
Well, in fact, I'm already watching halfway through. Yes, I've got to episode 5, and I mean, I do have to say this. It's a first-class cast. The production values are excellent, but the royals are portrayed as being so nasty, so thoroughly disreputable, so almost intolerably snobbish. Imelda Staunton's got the Queen's voice far better than Olivia Colman, which wouldn't be difficult since she was dual in the role, Claire Foy having been very good. But the facts of the matter are she portrayed as heartless. The Queen had sensitivity and dignity. This series should have a disclaimer warning viewers that it is a fictional dramatization of actual events.
Yeah, and Netflix have said as much, but do you believe that this is a mistake to actually run this so soon after the Queen's passing?
I think it's unfortunate. I think it is a great mistake, frankly, to have gone so close with so many liberties with truth to our time. The greatest mistake of all is not to admit, they have on the advertising, as you just mentioned, but not to admit to those millions watching throughout the world. Some will believe what they see is true. A lot of it's rubbish. They should say that. They should at least go through the decency of putting a warning on screen that a lot of this is pure fiction. But I have to say, it couldn't have been more unpleasant. Of course, the 1990s, when it's set, was a nightmare for the royal family. But this is no way, in my view, to show it.